Hello, people. What's going on? My name's Dominic, and this is United Sauce and Wingers. Jeez, there's so much to talk about tonight. I thought there wasn't because nothing was happening with transfers, but all of a sudden we dropped the Liverpool bomb. I'm like, what the? You know what? This is going to be an interesting show now because we're going to piece together our greatest, ultimate Manchester United team because there's no transfers, but also we're going to absolutely dissect and batter Liverpool, not only by a verbal, but also on the game. Guys, let's do this. Yes, welcome to United Sauce and Wingers. I'm Dominic, at United Sauce MUFC on Twitter, and you've got Sean. Thank you so much for coming on, Sean.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me, bro.
My man, guys, this is going to be a good show. You know what, right? You know when it said it rains and then it says it pours? I feel like I'm just getting wet, man. We literally, it's like someone said on Twitter, we are the most unluckiest team. No, not the unluckiest team. Bring on Liverpool. We're going to talk about this. I don't care who we have because Liverpool aren't the same team, Sean. Liverpool aren't the same team. They're not the team that's going to absolutely dominate you, do this, do that. They're shaky. They're shaking in their boots. I feel we could beat them. And you know why I think we could beat them, Sean? Because it's not a semi-final, man. We ain't got the semi-final voodoo.
Bro, where is it at Anfield or Old Trafford?
It's at Manchester United, mate. Old Trafford, mate. Under the lights.
Okay. That gives us a chance. That gives us a chance, man. We got a chance.
I honestly don't care. Liverpool, bring all your players, your boots, whatever. Look, we can 100% beat them. Sandro, what's going on, brother? Bring up broskies. No big business in Jan. If it means we get Sancho a top CB and a CDM, is it worth it for me? It is. Let's go 3 points tomorrow. Tomorrow, you know, there's so much happening. We've got a massive game tomorrow. We've just been drawn Liverpool, which will play twice in 1 month. That is obscene. That is obscene. We'll play Liverpool on the 17th, I believe. And then we'll play when we're going to play on the week of the 22nd or 23rd. That is crazy. What teams do we put out? Like, which one do we take more seriously? There's so much to think about. Which one are you taking more seriously, Sean?
Ooh, do you know what? I feel like we've got to take the league game. The league game's got to take priority. But it's Liverpool, bro. We can't pick and choose. Any game against Liverpool is a big game. So
massive
for me. We got to go out and win both of them. But it's going to be hard. But
how do you choose though? Do you think we put a stronger team out for the league?
100%. We've got to go for it. We've got look at the position we're in, Dom. If we, so long as we don't lose against Liverpool at Anfield, we can be when we go into that. So if we win tomorrow, we're 3 points clear. We'll go into that game 3 points ahead of them. And we know we're capable of putting a run together for the run-in. So I feel like we just can't lose that one. And then for the FA Cup, at Old Trafford, it's like we need a trophy. But I'd rather win the league game. I'd rather win the league game. Or I'll prioritize the league game.
That's interesting. I don't know what everybody else will think out there. What are you prioritizing, the league or the FA Cup? It's hard for me because we're saying we're mounting a challenge. And I'm going to be completely honest. We are mounting a challenge, but I don't think we're title challengers yet. And this is just how I feel. We are not title challengers yet. It's very early in the season, Sean. So for me, what is more important, Sean? Mounting a challenge or the chance of getting a trophy because it's just knockout games? Do you want a trophy this season?
I'll tell you what. So the way I'm looking at it, right? I want us to win a trophy 100%.
Yeah.
But the league has always got to be first and foremost your priority in terms of taking care of business and focusing on the league. The position that we've somehow found ourselves in, where we're genuinely in the race and we're genuinely in with a shout of the Premier League title, not just based on the 16 games this season, but also going back to last season and the calendar month of 2020.
Yeah.
No one has taken more points than us. So if we continue that form, Dom, believe it or not, if we continue that form to the end of the season, we will win the league. That is fact.
Mate, it's a long season, Sean.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, there's 22 games left. But I'm saying based on the previous 22, if we can carry that same for the next 22, we will win the league. That's a fact.
No, all right, fine. So you're saying, Sean's saying that we need to prioritise the league over the cup game. What is Ollie doing, though? Because for me, I feel like Ollie... I think he's going to prioritise the cup because you know what?
So.
It's different from a fan's point of view, Sean, because from a fan's point of view, we would love to win the league, right? And for me, I would love to win the league. It's harder to win the league than it is to win the FA Cup. 100%. 100% it is. So for me, if I was in Ollie's brain and thinking about what Ollie's thinking to himself, I need to get something. I need to show people that I've got this job. I know what I'm doing. I've made mistakes, but I'm learning and I can keep pressing forward. If I get a trophy, that will give me another 2 years easily to fulfill the plan that I know I can do. But if we don't get that trophy and we fall short, we finish fourth, third, whatever, and we miss out because other teams start playing better or whatever, he's got nothing. So for me, I feel like Ollie will prioritise the FA Cup, but he'll try and give a strong enough team in the league. But I don't think he'll play the buys if he's fit. He'll play the buys in the FA Cup. He'll feel like he's got an okay to get a point in the league against Liverpool. I'm not saying he's playing for a point, but because now we've got that dynamic of 2 games against the same opposition and what's his name? Klopp Blop, whatever his name is, he's going to have to change his team up as well. He can't play the same 11. So I feel like he knows he can get draws and get like last-minute winners against these big teams. But for the FA Cup, mate, you can't hide. Someone's got to win. There's no flicking other legs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I'm going to bring in an extra dimension to that because my thinking would be based on this. We've basically got 2 cup competitions left.
Yeah,
and I think it's easier for us to win the Europa League
really
than it is to win the FA Cup. Yeah, I think it's easier. The standard of teams in the FA Cup, when you got Man City, you got Liverpool, who are going to be going for it. When you look at the Europa League, the standard, you haven't got teams like that you're coming up against. So for me, I would look at the Europa League. That's our trophy, and that's our safety net for the Champions League. Because if by some catastrophe we drop down in the league, we can guarantee our Champions League position by winning the Europa League, and we can get silverware. So out of the 2, I'm throwing away the FA Cup. I'm going for the league and I'm going for the Europa.
Oh, geez. I don't know. I think the fans, everybody have a different opinion, but all valid. Carl, what are you saying, man? I'm worried about Liverpool. Our record vs the Big 6 this season is terrible, whereas last season it was amazing at filming confidence. Yeah, it's weird. We're beating all the lower teams, but we're struggling against the big ones. You can't make this stuff up. Ahmed, back for the best show on YouTube. Oh, big up, Ahmed. Thanks so much.
Big up, Ahmed. Respect, brother.
So here, Fulham in between the games, play DJ, Greenwood and Igalo against Fulham. Igalo. You know what? He was supposed to come on against Watford. Didn't even get a look in.
That's so deep, man.
Get a look in.
I forgot about that because Ollie was even said in his press conference that he's going to give him a run out.
Yeah, didn't even get a look in,
out
mate.
the window.
See you later, son. Ahmed, I do anything for 6 points this week, man. If we beat Liverpool in the league, that puts such immense pressure on them, even though it would be a 6-point lead. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like the league, if we go and beat Liverpool, I don't think people will care as much if we go out on the FA Cup because we've put a stamp on it. But at the same time, I don't know. I think Ollie will be, I need to get a trophy. Sandro, imagine the scenes of defeating Liverpool in the league and FA Cup, big time. Physio D saying legal day, we're in title race and we're improving a lot. Like that, man. I love that. Can you feel the energy? When have we ever come here and people are like, no, you got a contract in the league, man? I'm thinking, what do you mean? It's amazing to be in this position, and I love this. I love this. Ahmed, prioritize the league more, especially this season. Anything can happen. Liverpool are our only real challengers. Forget Man City, Leicester, Chelsea, all those guys.
Do you know what I love? Do you know what I love? The fan base is starting to believe again, Dom.
Yeah.
We've had 8-9 years of doom and gloom.
Gloom, mate.
Right? Moaning, negativity, toxicity. Mate. But the positivity is coming back.
That's it.
And the fan base is starting to believe again. I love it, man.
It. I love it too, man. I absolutely love it. Guys, thank you so much for joining in. Whenever you're watching, don't forget to like the video. It really helps. We always want to do at least 20 likes per video. That really helps. And subscribe if you're new. Also, check out the video we did yesterday. It was a really, really kind of serious video looking at the negativity across Twitter and the infighting within Manchester United fans and directly to players, which is I've got zero tolerance for that. So check out that video that happened last night, and also the Burnley preview as well. Tonight we're just gonna chill out, have a nice drink, like I don't know, just like a lemonade or whatever you want, and just enjoy the fact that we're in a situation when we're talking about we can win the league, and that is a beautiful, beautiful feeling. Bruno and Rash will play both. Yeah, 100% they will. So what will be the difference in the FA Cup and the Prem? Yeah, this is
Good question.
This is a thing. Go on, Sean.
What do you think? Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think? Because I personally think Ollie is going to put out strong teams for both.
Yeah.
Bruno and Rashi will play. I think the only changes we might see will be probably what he loves to do in the midfield. So you might see McFred in one, and then you'll probably see a little tweak and maybe bring out one of those for the second game. But I don't see a hugely... I need to check the other fixtures we've got after that.
Mate,
I feel like he might rotate. What are the fixtures like? Have you got them up?
Yeah, I can find the fixtures.
Yeah, what's the fixtures after the FA Cup game?
So,
when's the next game after that?
All right, so we've got Liverpool on the 17th. Right, we've got Burnley tomorrow. Liverpool on the 17th. Yeah. We've got on the Wednesday, we've got Fulham. And then we'll have the Liverpool game, and then we've got Sheffield United, and then Arsenal.
Okay, how many days in between the FA Cup game against Liverpool and Sheffield United?
That would be 4 days if we play on the 23rd, or less if we play on about 3 or 4 days.
All right, I'm gonna change that. I think Ollie's gonna play. I think he's gonna play a slightly weaker team in the FA Cup.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting because I went the other way. Because I feel like he needs some sort of glory now.
But I feel he's gonna get, if we don't win and he does that, I think he's gonna come under a lot of fire.
Yeah, no,
massively. Under a lot of fire.
You know who's out for Ollie the most at the moment? Who's really out for Ollie the most out of everyone? It's the press. The press need to fill their papers and their online things. They are waiting and praying that Ollie fails because they haven't got anything to write about. The transfer window right now is the driest transfer window I think I can remember. I can't remember the most boring is usually. Do you remember when the transfer window starts? I've got Sky Sports in the background. Everything I'm doing, I've always got it in my ear. Yeah. There's nothing to talk about. Fab's hardly tweeting. You might be on holiday in Dubai. Do you know what I mean?
You know what that is, don't you? It's COVID-19 impact hitting home, bro.
100%. Let me talk to you about the actual draws, okay? Tell me what you think about these. Cheltenham Town vs Manchester City. So basically, they got a bye in that round.
Bro, how do they always get an easy draw?
It's just
there's I don't understand it, bro.
Cheltenham Town, mate. It's just, what is the point? I know. Look, we've had an easy one when we won the Europa, mate. To be fair, that was quite easy too. We
had a nice draw that year.
That was so easy. But now I'm talking about City. I'm not talking about them. So whatever. And we've got Bournemouth, East Crawley Town, easy. I think Mark Wright came on for a cameo last night when he took a break from anywhere as a Southampton v Shrewsbury Town or Arsenal. Barnsley v Norwich, Chorley v Wolves. That'll be a good game. Chorley's gonna be loving that. Did you see that video that Chorley did singing Adele in changing rooms, mate?
Nah,
they were, mate. I love. That's the beauty of the FA Cup.
That's a big draw. It's just sad that the fans are not going to be in the stadiums, right now for these games. It's the magic of the FA Cup and the revenue that brings for the smaller clubs, and
massively.
They pay for their whole wage bill for a year off one a tie like that, and that's taken away. So it's a shame.
It's so sad. I hope somehow they can still get viewership and make money somehow to Chorley, because this will probably never happen in their lifetime again. How often do you get to play all these different teams and test yourself? And the best thing about these small teams, Sean, is that they'll get scouted by leagues above them, and they can provide for the family better or have a better life. So I love the FA Cup in that way. Obviously, you've got like Chelsea's playing Luton Town. Oh my gosh. Honestly, like Stockport County, mate, they just went Liverpool, Manchester United. Let's just get one of the biggest games out the way and then just carry on. That is embarrassing, man. But whatever. I think we'll beat them, Sean. Do you think we'll beat them?
I think we're in the cup. I just got to be real. I don't know.
Oh, really? Normally you're quite positive.
Yeah, I'm trying. I want to be positive, but we've got them twice. Can I see us beating them twice in a matter of a week?
Didn't we have Man City once when it was like this? It was like in succession, Man City, and we lost and won. Oh no, it was Wolves. It was Wolves.
That was it. Yeah,
I think we had them like 3 times in like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
And we did
Even
win
if
that
we,
one.
do you know what, Dom? I'm gonna say the league game at Anfield. I'm gonna back us to win that one. And then for the FA Cup, there's no draws, are there? There's no replays.
Nah, mate, no replays, man.
All right, I can say we go out on penalties. We're drawing 90 minutes and we lose on pens.
All right, hopefully that don't happen. Let me update everybody on transfers, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, really helps the channel. And subscribe if you're new. So let's talk about transfers for a second, and then we're going to get into the ultimate Man United 11, which is going to be interesting. I've got a team, and Sean's got a team. Because there's not a lot of transfers happening, this is what we got to do. We've got to start making transfers happen for ourselves, right? So in terms of the latest Liverpool news, transfer news, obviously we've seen that Timothy Fosu Mensah is going. He's going to Bayer Leverkusen for 1.5 mil. Mate, honestly, good luck with everything you do, Tim. I know it didn't really work out. You went on loan to Fulham, Palace. It was okay, but it wasn't great. All the best to you, mate. I think it's the best move for you. You're never going to get in a starting 11. B team, you couldn't even make that. So for your career, 100%, mate. Go and enjoy yourself.
Do you know what, man? I feel bad for Timo because his career started so promisingly for us
mate.
when he broke through at 18, and I feel it's just another case of a bad injury for a young player.
Sad, man.
Derailing his career, and he's just never got back to the levels that he was at. But hopefully he can go on and still make a decent career for himself. Leverkusen is not a bad move.
Not a bad team.
Yeah,
I don't know if he'll start. I don't know if he'll start.
I don't know.
I don't know.
All the best to him. All the best to him. Thanks for the service. And
Yeah, no, I hear that, man. Obviously, Rojo and Romero are going. Ollie's basically all but confirmed that. He said 2 or 3 departures. So that's Fosu, Rojo, Romero. Phil Jones isn't going anywhere. Obviously, Moses or Moises, whatever you call it, Caicedo, he's going to
what's happening with that?
He's going to either Brighton or Newcastle. Brighton's looking promising. Newcastle offer got rejected. So you know what? I guess that's his level at the moment. He's young. If he gets really good, we just pay the money. Well, it's not our money. Do you know what I mean? They're wasting it anyway. If he gets better, we pay for him then. He always said that he wants to go to another team and then come to Manchester United. So, mate, good luck. I was a bit like, oh no, but my sort of discontent came from the fact that we can't seem to get transfers done successfully because we were in for him. So my thing comes from the overall transfer strategy, not specifically this player. I don't really know him. You see him on YouTube and stuff, but he could fly or flop, so whatever. Obviously, we're linked with Soumer from Lille, and Aaron's as well. Fab saying basically that we've seen them, we're monitoring FC, but nothing's happening, no contact's been made. So it's a boring transfer window. So look,
do you want Max Aaron's?
Yeah, I'll take him all day long, man. All day long.
Okay.
That's our philosophy, Sean, of getting young players who want to play, who have speed, who can dribble. He will put Aaron Wan-Bissaka under pressure. I don't want Trippier. I know for a fact we'll go for him. And it might be our saving grace that he got into a bit of trouble. Because, I don't know, for me, he's good, but I'd rather go for someone younger and more dynamic.
Interesting.
So, all right, cool. That's a little transfer update. Guys, now we're going to go into the ultimate 11. This is talking about, look, we could go to the old days of like Brian Robson and all these names. I'll be honest with you, that wouldn't be that fun. And I wasn't alive then. I think I was a baby. I was a baby saying Google Gaga. So we're going to do the ultimate 11 from what we can remember, what actually sits with us. And when I was growing up as a kid and I was watching TV on this black and white screen or whatever, wasn't that bad, but yeah. We're going to use the players that we can remember that really affected our lives and that we think were really good. So please tell us what you think about this team, who you would change. Get your ultimate 11 in the comments if you like as well. And we're gonna kick off. All right, Sean, let's go straight into your 11, really. Let's see what's happening.
Go.
All right, so this is Sean's ultimate 11 Manchester United. Sean, start with the keeper, man. Talk us through it.
Yeah, so there's one player I'm just looking up. Dom, you made an error with the tiles, man. Vidic is supposed to be in there instead of Yap Stam.
Oh, too late, mate.
Yeah, so never mind. I did actually change my mind because I messaged Dom first of all, and I was thinking Yap Stam, but I changed my mind and I had to go with Vidic. So I'll come on to that why in a minute. But yeah, Peter Schmeichel in goal for me. Growing up back in the day, it feels ages ago now, but I know for our audience who maybe didn't see this Great Dane play, he was an absolute colossus. I'm trying to think of a keeper that's similar to him now. The most probably similar that you've got is probably a Manuel Neuer or All Black. He was just an absolutely big, absolute colossus, absolute beast. And he was just an absolute animal of a goalkeeper, a leader, vocal, commanding presence between the sticks.
So you're saying better than Van der Sar and De Gea?
Absolutely, better than Van der Sar and De Gea. And you have to think about the titles that he won and the impact that he had on those teams. I think the only one who was close to him was Van der Sar, but I had to give the edge to Schmeichel because of the trophies that he won. And he was part of that 99 team, and he was an inspirational part of that. The guy won silly amount of trophies. So yeah, for me, he just pips Edwin. De Gea doesn't quite belong in the same bracket as those two for me.
All right, fine. Keep going.
All right, cool. So then we're going on to we're going from right to left. Gary Neville had to make the team. 12 Premier League titles. Okay, says it all. Mr. Consistent, Mr. Reliable, up and down that right-hand flank. For me, we haven't had another right back who's even come close to him. He didn't have the most flair that people always want to talk about now as a right back, but what he did, he had an engine. He was solid at the back, and he would get up and down that flank, and he was underratingly good at crossing. So Gary Neville, my right back for me. In defence, the centre-back partnership I've gone with is... Yes, Neji was cracking. Is Ferdinand and Vidic. Now, I initially went for Jaap Stam, basically because, and I'll tell you why, right? I had a dilemma over this one. I think for those 3 seasons Jaap Stam was with us, we won the league every single season, right? For those of you that can't remember, I think it was 99, 2000, and 2001. And then Fergie, he wrote something in his book about Ferguson that Ferguson didn't like. Mate, he was out the door, right? But so for those 3 seasons, he was arguably the best centre-back in the world. But so for me, that was why I put him in initially. But then when I had to think about it, and I looked at as a partnership, we had Rio and Vidic, which I think are the best partnership that we've ever had in the team. But I had to look at that, and I looked individually at Vidic and Stam, what they won. And bro, I was just so surprised to see Vidic had actually won, I think it's five titles, 5 Premier League titles compared to Jaap Stam's 3. He was there for almost 10 years. And for me, he oversaw so many different winning teams.
Vidic was amazing.
I had to bring him in. Yeah. And they actually had him and Rio hold the record for the most consecutive clean sheets in the Premier League. 14 consecutive clean sheets in 2008 to 2009.
All right. Well, this is a quick quiz for people without looking, and don't go on the internet or research it. When did we sign Vidic? Just give me the year. Who can do it first? Let's see who's going to do it first.
That straight up.
Who's going to do it first? Here we go. When did we sign Vidic? Who's going? No one knows.
It was a January transfer. It was a January transfer window.
No, nearly, Neji.
2005.
Actually, mate, we actually joined in January 2006.
Well, January, yeah, it was a January of 2000. Okay, but it was a 2005 season.
Yeah, it's 2006. 2006 season. Yeah, he was, mate. He was a. Them two were just unreal. He was. You know what I love about that is that the passion and also how they complement each other so well. They complement each other well. Don't get me wrong. There was some like flicking chuckle vision moments. You know what I mean? When he'll go in and completely miss it.
Do you know what it was? Dom. And there was only one team he could not play against. Was Liverpool.
Yeah.
He literally got sent off every single time we played Liverpool. And I was like, Vidic, what is going on? But
He was
Champions
rubbish.
League final against Drogba, I remember that, bro, when he got didn't he get Drogba sent off? Was Drogba try to headbutt him?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
because he
my
was getting
God.
bullied. Because Vidic was absolutely bullying Drogba. Drogba lost his head, try headbutt in the mania. He was just a beast, man. Like, as a striker, I was a striker when I played. And there were certain types of defenders that you just did not want to play against because they're up your backside, they're putting knees in your back, into your spine, jumping all over you. When the ball comes up, they're jumping all over you. He was just an absolute monster of a centre-back, Vidic. So for me, he didn't have the best pace, but he technically was better than people gave him credit for as well. He could pass out the back, long range, left foot, right foot. Just a world-class player. So
you know what,
for me, he had to get in the team.
I feel like some people won't know, depending on your age, you might not know how Irwin played.
Oh, man, let me tell you.
I want to look at my team as well. We'll just quickly name your rest of the team. But just quickly, just for people that don't know how Irwin actually played football, well, how did he play, Sean?
Bro, for the people that don't remember Dennis Irwin, he is what you call an all-round fullback, right?
Did he play like Sean? Or did he play like tennis?
Well, this is how skillful he was, right? He was a right-footed defender who played left back for his entire career.
What, Brandon Williams?
All right, don't disrespect him like that, man. Brandon Williams got a long way to go. He's got a long way to go to match Dennis. Left foot, right foot. He could take free kicks. He took penalties for us. Go back and just watch him on YouTube. There was nothing this guy couldn't do on the football pitch. And Roy Keane said he only played with 5 world-class players in his entire career.
That's right.
And he named Dennis Irwin as one of them. So that has to tell you the quality and how good he was as a footballer, for those of you that didn't see him.
Yeah, because everybody always talks about Dennis Irwin and how he was and how he was so meticulous and he's one of those people that were trustworthy. And we look back at all these teams and how successful they really were, but he was definitely a big part of Manchester United history. And people, if you've got time, go on YouTube. It's there for you. It's easy. You're on there now. Go and check out what Irwin did, because it'll put a smile on your face. We've got a massive, great history. And those situations of like being able to go back and look what these people did, it's beautiful. So go have a look at Dennis Irwin. So I'm just going to quickly run through the rest of your team quickly because I've got mine as well. You got Scholes in midfield. We'll talk about that in a second. Obviously, Keane. Giggs on the left. I respect that. Cantona up front. We'll talk about that in a second. Beckham on the right and Ronaldo. Yeah. What I'm seeing in the comments is that people are like, where's Rooney? Where is Rooney? Where is Rooney? Where is Rooney?
Yeah.
Disrespect. Where's Rooney? Tizio D is saying take out Beckham, put Ronaldo on the right, and then Cole up top with Van Nistelrooy. Easy. Devil Advocate, without De Gea, we'll be in relegation battle. Get that. Owen saying Rooney's a legend, but he ought to leave the club. I know you have that. Yeah. Carl Lewis is saying Giggs out, performance over impact over longevity. Get Rude or Rooney in. Interesting. You know what?
Yeah,
Rude was such a baller. He was such a baller.
I looked at Rude, right? And the reason Rude couldn't make it, because he was probably arguably one of our best finishers. I'm struggling to call it a best finisher. I won't say our best striker, because I think York was probably the best striker that we've had. However, Van Nistelrooy, in the years that he played, he only won 1 Premier League title. He won in 2003, and in 2004, 2005, 2006, and then he got sold. So ultimately, I had to base it on what achievements as well, and impact on the overall team. And I felt like when we had Van Nistelrooy, although he basically scored a stupid amount of goals for us, the overall impact on the team was not enough for him to make the squad and with 1 Premier League title. So that's why I had to fit in. Ronaldo had to play, right? And I had to look at how can I fit in Ronaldo into this team. And Nadee's a joker, man. Scott almost made it. He almost made it. It was a close decision.
All right, let me put on my team. All right, so that was Sean's team. So this is my 11. So my 11 does have Rooney. So at the back, I've got De Gea instead of Schmeichel. De Gea, right? Schmeichel was an animal, 100% Sean. Only thing for me is that I've seen De Gea play in the good times, winning stuff, in the bad times, and also come back and be a legend again. And to see that perseverance, that attitude, when everybody was like, go, go, go. Look, I can't talk about the contract situations about any of these players and what they did in their personal lives. I'm talking about the football. De Gea has become what we bought him for again. We've had him since he was a little kid. He didn't have any hair in his face. And now he's a man. And he's showing us why he's basically the best keeper in the world. So I respect him. I've got Ferdinand in there. I've got Vidic like you as well. I've got Gary Neville. Honestly, Gary Neville was one of those people. Not only was he good playing football, but he lifted that team up. I'm gone differently in terms of left back. I've gone with Evra, partly because I've seen Irwin 100%, seen him play. But for me, the thing about Evra is that he drove forward. And he was just a bit more meaner. Do you know what I mean? He was just a bit more like just aggressive and just wanted to get it done. And that's my sort of left back. That's what I think everybody wants to see in Shaw, that aggressiveness and that hunger to win. And Shaw's getting that a little bit now. He's getting a bit more ruthless, but it's close. I think Owen is good. But for people that are probably watching the show that are a bit younger, maybe, Ever is definitely going to be out there. Keane and Scholes, Sean. There's no other bet.
Undisputed.
There's no other bet. Who else could you put in there?
There's no one that even comes close to him, really.
You think about the likes of Carrick. I love that guy, but he's not getting past Keane and Scholes. Who else do you think of that can go in there?
Well, in our recent generation, the talent we've had there would have to look at Seba, but he didn't really do very well for us. But in terms of talent-wise, he was. Oh, come on, man. Move on. I
think Scholes is when you've got Barcelona players saying Scholes is the best midfielder they've seen, it's game over. Do you know what I mean? Like this is the Xavi Iniestas of the world saying that Scholes is one of the best midfielders they've ever seen. Scholes, do you remember when he came back and did that little cameo and still did that unbelievable ball?
He was so good, bro.
He was unbelievable.
What I feel why Scholes is so underrated outside of Man United sphere, because I still hear fans saying that Gerrard and Lampard were better than him. And I'm just like, on what planet do you live on? How do you judge football? Because they for me, Scholes was one of the best football players I've ever seen in terms of technique, vision.
Who's better than him? Who's better in the last 5 years? Who's better than Paul Scholes in midfield?
As a central midfield player, there are players that I struggle because for me, he's one of the best I've seen.
I can't think of who's got the pass, the weight, the arrival, the IQ. He was just unbelievable player, and I'm so lucky that we were able to support and be there at a time when he was just unbelievable. If we go up the top, so I did gigs like you. Yeah. For me, it was how dynamic Giggs was in terms of what he did. Yeah, Carrick was amazing, but he'll be on the bench for me, bro. What AG saying? Van der Sar, Gary Neville, Rio, Vidic, Irwin, Keane, Scholes, CR7, Rooney, George Best. Oh, he's gone way back. Yeah, we thought about it, but we thought we'll keep it a little bit more current. But George Best was unreal. But I agree with you with Giggs. Cantona, 100%. And Ronaldo on the right for me. I know you put Ronaldo up front.
Interesting. Yeah.
Ronaldo always played in the wing. He played his best football on the wing. He grew up playing on the wing. He only started playing up front when he wanted to score more goals at different teams. Do you know what I mean?
But do you remember? But if you remember, so I put him up front. Yeah, there is that. He played like I'd say 80% of the games for us on the wing. But a lot of the big games where Fergie didn't trust him to track back, he'd put Ronaldo up front and he'd switch Rooney out onto the left or on the right hand side of the pitch. So I think it was valid to put him up there. I know leaving Rooney out was hard, but I would say as a striker, it was just hard for me, Dom, because I looked at the balance of the overall team, and Cantona and Rooney as a partnership, for me, didn't work as well as Ronaldo and Cantona would as a partnership.
Yeah.
So that was the main reason why I left Rooney out and I put Beckham on the right because to give balance, because that midfield, Cantona is so attacking, right? You need balance in the midfield. Keane, Scholes is attacking. To get that balance, you'd have Beckham's work rate and energy tracking back. Ronaldo's not doing that. And then on top of that, you've got Beckham whipping in those crosses.
Yeah.
We know how good CR7 is in the air. He will be finding him all day. on a sixpence.
You know what?
So for me, that's
would
why I set the team up like that.
I would put Beckham as a sub, mate. I'll put him as a super sub. You know what I mean? I want depth all across the bench. Carl Lewis has said a great point. Modric is on Scholes' level. You know what?
Yeah.
I agree with that, Carl. You know, I do actually agree. Modric had the same sort of agility. You know, and then when he gets the ball, he's always in the half turn. Do you know what I mean? When you're always in the half turn. I love the way Modric plays.
That was one of those deals that was like, it was like the Wesley Sneijder deal. It's like, why can't we pull these deals off? Why can't we just get these players through the door?
We can't even get Moises Caicedo, mate. We can't get him. No, I'm joking.
Get me started.
I'm joking. And then we got.
Imagine if we got Ronaldinho, man. He would be in this team.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I know. Well,
imagine that.
I know. He'd probably be in a better place right now as well.
I cried that day when that deal fell out. Yeah, I did, because I was so excited for that deal. And so all the papers like, it's a done deal. He signed. He's coming. And then all the next thing you know, he's at Barcelona. You're like, what?
Yeah, that hurt, mate. I'll never forget that goal he scored against Chelsea. You know, when everybody stood still,
the toe poke,
and he just went.
Ah!
The whole world just paused for a second and went, "What's he going to do?" And he went, "I'll do this," and went. It was unbelievable. Those are why people play football, and that's why people see this more than entertainment. They see it as a way of life, because the things you can do with a football is unbelievable. It brings you a certain different kind of joy and happiness when you see and appreciate good football. It's a skill and it's an art, and I freaking love it. And finishing with Rooney, this guy I put it up there, Sean, because Rooney was a workhorse. The guy never spoke to anybody in the tunnel. He had his head down. Have you seen that video when the kid comes out? I think he's playing Leeds. And the kid's like, he's a mascot, and Rooney's there, and he turns around and sees Rooney and goes, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He's in awe. And Rooney, is tunnel vision. He's like, I've got to win this game. I've got to win this game. I've got to win this game. Rooney was hardcore. He'll kick people. I'm not saying that's good, guys. I'm not condoning kicking. But what I'm trying to say is the attitude that he had.
So serious. Did you see the other one with Rooney in the tunnel when he went to Everton and we played Everton?
Yeah.
And Pogba was trying to shake his hand and give him a hug and all that.
Oh,
and Rooney just blasted him, bro. Rooney just he didn't even acknowledge his presence, and Pogba started shaking all the other Everton players' hands, and Rooney just like, nah, mate, I'm not having it. And that is the professional. That's football to me. When we're going out to compete, we're going out to win.
We're not friends.
Kissing and it's not all kissing and hugging and all that, all these handshakes and all. What is that, bro? That's not football. So I don't know where football's gone, and the modern players are just different, man. And I feel like the games now is too nice. There's no tackling, there's no contact, there's no nothing anymore. I feel like the game's losing some of that competitive rivalry.
This is why no one likes what happened when Harry Maguire was hugging Stones. Look, obviously we're all human beings. He's his friend. But do that, sometimes just play the game. Do it in the changing rooms or something. Do you know what I mean? Because you've got passionate fans watching it. They're angry and they see you hugging your friend. There's nothing wrong with hugging your friend, guys. It's all love. Just play the game. Just hug him in the changing rooms, man. I was like, why are we not winning? And then you see so. But anyway, look, you
used to play football, right?
Mm.
You must have played against some of your friends in I don't know what level you play at, but if it was Sunday League or whatever the case may be, I don't remember going to them after the game, wanting to have a hug and a kiss. While we're on that pitch, I'm kicking lumps out of him. I'm trying to beat him. I'm trying to pummel him into the ground.
Mate,
I just don't remember that. Where's that come from?
I'll be honest with you. If we win the game, right, I'll be like, unlucky, mate. See you later, right? Even if he's my best friend, I'll see you later. If we lose the game, I don't want to talk to no one. If we draw it and we could have won, it's like losing the game. It's like losing the game. I don't want to hug you. Not only are you sweaty, right? I don't like sweat, right? But this is a rivalry. This is the biggest rivalry in football, really. You got obviously the big ones and stuff in the Northeast and stuff like that. But come on, this is ridiculous. So I don't really like it in terms of that. But at the end of the day, look, they're friends. But just if you want to hug, mate, hug all you want. Hug, but do it in the changing rooms, man. Like, we're trying to play the game of football here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not buying into that rubbish.
No, not in the slightest.
So I like your team. I like your team, bro. I like your team. I like the fact that you've gone with. It's very similar to mine in terms of the shape.
Yeah.
Ronaldo on the right. I can't knock that. Cantona in the middle. Rooney up front, bro. I just tell the truth. I can't knock it because at the end of the day, he's a record goal scorer for England, and he's a world class player. So I can't really argue with that. I just feel the balance of my team would be a little bit better, and I think my team would beat yours.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, let me do some honourable mentions because look, we've got some absolute greats that played the game that's not even made it on our sheet.
Not
so
even a team. Yeah.
let's talk about. Oh well, not to talk about. I'll just go through some of the names. So obviously we had George Best, we've got Ruud van Nistelrooy, we've got Edwin van der Sar, we've got Mark Hughes, Andy Cole, Michael Carrick, Steve Brucey, Dwight York, Van Persie. Just because he won us the league, he's got to be shouted out. Teddy Sheringham.
Van Persie. He was one who would have got a shout from me in the recent generation. I'm sorry, man.
Forget about Teddy Sheringham, mate. Do you see how many goals this guy scores? Teddy
Sheringham. He was quality, but for me, he doesn't get into the Ruud van Nistelrooy, Dwight York, Andy Cole, Wayne Rooney. He's in the Sheringham mode, but he was a quality player. Best. You know what, Dom? I'll say he's probably got the best first touch I've ever seen in football.
His first touch. I could probably find a YouTube compilation about Berbatov's touches. It was like he's wearing slippers. The guy was wearing.
It's like he had super glue on his boots, bro. Like no word of a lie. But you know what? I was watching a documentary on him, not too long ago, and he was talking about how when he was a youngster growing up back in Bulgaria and the pressures he had before he got to Leverkusen, and how he developed his touch. But he would say literally. He would stand out in the cold, in the snow, no word of a lie, like throwing balls up as high as he could in the air and just bringing it down, controlling it. Literally 8 hours
I love that,
non-stop a day. And that's how, and there's no coincidence that his touch has come out like that when you're doing stuff like that.
I always regret like not pursuing football more than I did. I used to play it and I loved it. I was up front, believe it or not, when I wasn't like, how much do I weigh now? I'm 18 stone 11. That's some lockdown weight there, boy. But I had fast feet, a bit like Carnu. My legs.
Yeah, you were definitely like Carnu, bro. Definitely like Carnu. Your legs were all over the shop.
Like Carnu, you didn't know if I had the ball, was it behind me or was it in my top? You didn't know where it was. But I could hold up the ball. I was fast feet, and I just loved just direct and shoot. I wasn't very good at headers. That was one of the things I had to improve, like Greenwood, and basically all of our up front instead of Cavani and Martial. But yeah, no, I loved it, man. I love playing football, and it gave me a feeling that was nice. It was one of those things that not only was it a release, it was fun. You know. Sometimes you might get bored of something. I would never turn up to a football game and be bored. You can't.
No.
There's too much going on.
Impossible. Never.
There's too much going on. But guys, please, thank you so much for joining us again. Please subscribe if you're new and like the video. Check out the video we did yesterday about negativity in football. Really, really, really strong video. And I want to make sure that as many people see that because it's so important. Let's keep this clean. Let's keep this happy. Let's keep this positive. Block and mute people that are not bringing you good vibes, that are going too far, that are not being human beings and respecting that people are humans and have families and want to live a good life. So really appreciate that. Check out that video. I'll put it up on the edited video. And thank you so much for joining. Sean, you're a bad man. Have a lovely evening, guys. Peace out. A-Town down.